In this video, you will see what is the top 10 must-have units in Anime Adventures Update 19. Every units in this video are all obtainable and not from trading. I do want to know, what do you think is the best unit in Update 19? Remember to subscribe and like. And with that being said, in no particular order, the first must-have unit is Cream Void. Cream Void is one of the newest ground unit added, and he became one of the strongest ground units with this insane full AoE and high DPS in this new Anime Adventures Update 19. Cream Void stats a max upgrade and max LR, 299,000 damage with his SP at 8.3 seconds, making his damage per second at 36,024, which is extremely good, especially he will become a full AoE. How to get Cream Void is by summoning in the latest holiday event banner using stars that you can get from the holiday event Frozen Abyss. I recommend having a meta team so you will be able to defeat the dungeon. How to evolve Cream Void is by defeating the holiday event Frozen Abyss, then trade your stars for their evolution item. Cream Void damage types are physical and aqua. Alright, next unit is Operator Room. Law is one of the best ground and support unit, especially Law is extremely good to bring in Infinity Castle as he is cheap to max upgrade, which will be useful in Infinity Castle, leaderboards, and many more. Lroom stats a max upgrade and max LR, 150,141 damage with his SP at 5.9 seconds, making his damage per second at 25,447.62, which is insanely good for a support unit as he has an ability at placement called Shamble. When activated, the enemies will be teleported back, which is insanely strong, and he is a better Lulu Gias, and that means Lroom will be valuable in Infinity Castle and leaderboard runs with his Shamble ability. When activating the Shamble ability, it will affect air, ground enemies, and bosses. Lroom is incredibly easy to evolve as you just have to continuously defeat the puppet portal, which are easy to defeat even if you are soloing the portal. The best trait you can have on Lroom is Unique as he is a 3 placement, and an alternative trait you can have on him is Sniper, so he will be able to teleport back more enemies with his huge range. Lroom's damage types are Magic and Aqua. Okay, next one is Dracula Unholy King. Alucard is one of the best ground unit with his overpower ability he gets at later upgrades in this new Anime Adventures Update 19. Alucard Unholy King stats a max upgrade and max LR, 447,000 damage with his SP at 8.4 seconds, making his damage per second at 53,214.28, which is insanely good. When activating Soul Restraint level 0 ability, he will be spawning enemies and will be scaling with his current damage, which is insanely strong. How to get Alucard Unholy King is by opening the Spooky 2023 capsules, where there is a tiny chance, 1 out of 40,000 chance, for the capsule to drop Alucard. So good luck to everyone who is trying to get Alucard Unholy King, and I definitely suggest to try and get him because he is a limited secret unit, so if you're a collector, then get him. The best trait you can have on Alucard Unholy King is Unique, as he is a 3 placement and his ability scales with his damage. Alucard Unholy King damage types are Magic and Dark. Okay, next unit is Enlightened Nirvana. Buddha is one of the newest secret portal unit, and he became one of the strongest with this unique ability he gets at later upgrades in this new Anime Adventures Update 19. Enlightened Nirvana stats a max upgrade and max LR, 204,000 damage with his SP at 3.7 seconds, making his damage per second at 55,135, which is insanely strong, especially on how high his DPS with his unique ability. At later upgrades, Buddha will get an ability, Cycle of Samsara. When activating the ability, Buddha's AoE will increase in size and will deal bleed against enemies. Activating it again, it will make him have a line AoE, and once more time, it will go back to his original form. How to get Enlightened Nirvana is by defeating the new holiday event Frozen Abyss, and there is a chance for you to get Enlightened Portal, and I highly recommend to have a meta team so you will be able to defeat it. Enlightened Nirvana damage types are physical and light. Okay, next one is Vegeta Mage 2. Vegeta Mage 2 is one of the best ground units with his full AoE at later upgrades, which is insanely good. Vegeta Mage 2 stats at max upgrade and max LR, of 114,000 damage with his SP at 10.1 seconds, making his damage per second at 50,891.08, which is insanely overpowered, especially at later upgrades. He will become a full AoE and will become a multi-hit, which will be great against shield enemies. How to evolve Vegeta Mage 2 is by defeating the new raid Sacred Planet countless of times, especially you will be needing 400 Magi Mark and Star Fruits to evolve Vegeta Mage in this update 19. The best trait you can have on Vegeta Mage 2 is unique, as he is a 3 placement. Vegeta Mage 2 damage types are physical and light. Alright, next in is Captain God. Usopp is still the best boss killer since he is hybrid on placement, which he will be able to attack both air and ground enemies. Captain God stats a max upgrade and max LR for 114,182.93 damage with his SPA at 5 seconds, making his damage per second at 82,836.59, which is still the highest damage and damage per second unit in this game currently. Captain God is extremely overpowered for Infinity Castle, so I highly recommend getting Usopp God, especially he will be able to carry early waves in any maps. Captain God attack types are true damage and air, which means Usopp will be insanely strong for Infinity Castle as it will ignore resistance. Okay, next unit is Carrot Ultra. Goku is still the best physical heal unit, especially Goku is the first physical and storm heal unit, which he will be insanely strong for Infinity Castle in this new anime Adventures Update 19. Carrot Ultra stats a max upgrade and max LR to 127,000 damage with his SP at 7.4 seconds, making his damage per second at 30,675.67, which is insanely strong, especially he is a 4 placement and cheap to max upgrade. How to evolve Goku Super 3 is by defeating the new raid Sacred Planet countless of times, especially you will be needing 400 Magi Mark and Star Fruits to evolve Goku Ultra in this update 19. The best trait you can have on Carrot Ultra is Divine, as he is a 4 placement, although I recommend getting Unique. Goku Ultra damage types are Physical and Storm. Alright, next one is Iceclaw AER Fang. Grimjaw is one of the newest unit added, and he became one of the strongest ground units with his high DPS and crit in this new anime Adventures Update 19. Iceclaw AER Fang stats a max upgrade and max LR, 393,000 damage with his SP at 8.2 seconds, making his damage per second at 47,926, which is extremely good, especially he does 50% crit. The best trait you can have on Iceclaw AER Fang are Unique and Divine. Iceclaw AER Fang damage types are Physical and Storm. Okay, next unit is Umbra Nuclear Sid is still one of the best ground unit, especially he does true damage on placement, which will ignore resistance, and at later upgrades he becomes full AoE and will hit both air and ground enemies. Sid shadow stats a max upgrade and max LR for 130,000 damage with his SP at 9.5 seconds, making his damage per second at 45,263.15, which is insanely strong on how high his damage per second is. How to get Sid is from the Halloween event dungeon, which there is a chance for the unit to be dropped after defeating wave 50, and you can continuously grind, and I wish everyone will get him since Sid is extremely good. The best trait you can have on Zid's shadow is Unique, as he is a 3 placement. Zid's shadow damage types are dark and true damage, which means he will be able to ignore resistance. Alright, next one is Sirin Harpy. Sirin Harpy is one of the newest unit added, and she became one of the strongest hybrid, especially with her insane slow on placement and great DPS. Sirin Harpy stats a max upgrade and max LR, 163,000 damage with her SP at 6.6 seconds, making her damage per second at 24,696, which is insanely good, especially Sirin Harpy slows on placement, which is extremely good, especially she'll be able to hit both air and ground enemies, and at the same time, she is extremely cheap to upgrade. How to get Sirin Harpy is by summoning in the latest holiday event banner using stars that you can get from the holiday event Frozen Abyss. I recommend having a meta team so you'll be able to defeat the dungeon. How to evolve Sirin Harpy is by defeating the holiday event Frozen Abyss, then trade your stars for their evolution item. Sirin Harpy damage types are physical and rose. Okay, next unit is Berserker Rage. Guts Berserk is one of the best unit with his full AoE, as he will be able to hit both air and ground enemies and will deal bleed against enemies, making him great against regeneration enemies. Guts Berserk stats a max upgrade and max FLR, 326,850 damage with his SP at 12 seconds, making his damage per second at 27,237.5, which is insanely strong. Especially Guts is a full AoE at later upgrades and will be able to hit air enemies. Guts also does an addition of 25% bleeding in 4 ticks, which is the best tick you can have on a bleeding unit. How to evolve Guts to Guts Berserk is by defeating the Eclipse Portal, which you can obtain through the Win Him Infinite mode, which is incredibly easy. Especially the map is quite large, so you can place further back if you are playing solo. Berserk Rage damage types are physical and fire. Alright, next unit is Illusionist Transcended. Aizen Transcended is one of the newest secret unit added, and he became one of the best secret with his ability on placement and high DPS in this new Anime Adventures Update 19. Illusionist Transcended stats a max upgrade and max FLR, 2,580,000 damage with his SP at 6.2 seconds, making his damage per second at 416,129, which is extremely broken. Especially he is a full AoE at later upgrades. On placement, Illusionist Transcended will get an ability Beyond the Heavens. Upon activating, he has the ability to turn all enemies' HP to 1 if they have less than 35% of their HP. When Aizen is attacking normally, the enemies have to be 15% under their HP for it to turn to 1, which also works on bosses. How to get Illusionist Transcended is by summoning in the latest holiday event banner using stars that you can get from the holiday event Frozen Abyss. I recommend having a meta team so you'll be able to defeat the dungeon. Illusionist Transcended damage types are magic and dark. One last thing, I wish everyone good luck on getting Illusionist, as he is a 1 in 80,000. Make sure to get tons of rest when you are grinding for Illusionist Transcended. Okay, next one is Shinobi Eternal. Sasuke is one of the strongest ground with his insane burn. Sasuke Eternal stats a max upgrade and max FLR, 185,000 damage with his burn dealing 185,000 with his SP at 8.4 seconds, making his damage per second at 44,047.61. And this is with burning, which is extremely overpowered. Equipping the Mangekyo Eye Relic will make him even more stronger as it doubles the burn duration. How to evolve Sasuke is by defeating countless of the new Naruto Legend stages, which you will be needing 50 red ninja scrolls, 50 blue ninja scrolls, 50 green ninja scrolls, which is pretty easy to grind when you have the new Naruto units, as it will increase your boost rate of the drops in the legend stages. The best trait you can have on Sasuke Eternal is unique, as he is at 3 placement. Sasuke Eternal damage types are magic and storm. Alright, next one is Dark Mage Fallen Star. Dark Mage Fallen Star is one of the newest secret portal unit, and he became one of the strongest hybrid with his full AoE in this new Anime Adventures Update 19. Dark Mage Fallen Star stats a max upgrade and level 87 are 392,000 damage with his SP at 11.7 seconds, making his damage per second at 33,504, which is great, especially he becomes full AoE at later upgrades. How to get Dark Mage Fallen Star is by defeating the new holiday event Frozen Abyss, and there is a chance for you to get the Dark Mage Portal, and I highly recommend to have a meta team so you will be able to defeat it. Dark Mage Fallen Star damage types are magic and storm. Okay, next one is Griffith Ascension. Griffith is one of the strongest damage per second and support unit with his unique ability. Griffith Ascension stats a max upgrade and max FLR, 20,711 damage with his SP at 6.3 seconds, making his damage per second at 3,287.46. If you sacrifice buff units, Griffith will turn into Griffith Reincarnation, where it will buff your units by 100%, and you can stack your buff with Griffith Reincarnation, which is incredibly overpowered. If you sacrifice the units that are not considered buff, Griffith will become a full AoE DPS unit, which is one of the most overpowered unit in enemy adventures. Do keep in mind that Griffith does not have a cap with his damage, making him insanely overpowered for leaderboard runs. Especially, Griffith becomes a full AoE hybrid and multi-hit, which will be great against shield enemies. Griffith's buff is based on the cost of the unit, which if you have maxed out the units, it will give more percentage of the damage buff before Griffith transforms. Alright, next unit is Fuse Hero. Vegito is still one of the most overpowered hybrid unit with his unique fusion. Fuse Hero stats a max upgrade and max LR, 800,000 damage with his SPA at 5.3 seconds, making his damage per second at 150,843.39, which is insanely overpowered. It's the highest damage per second in the game, currently overtaking Usopp's damage per second. The fact that Vegito will be able to hit air enemies is just insanely broken. How to get Fuse Hero is by fusing both of your Carrot Ultra and Vegeta Mage 2. You have to get both of them evolved for this to work. Depending on who you fuse first, they will get either Physical and Light or Storm. The best trait you can have on Fuse Hero is double unique, especially if you have unique on Carrot Ultra and Vegeta Mage 2, it will both transfer and stack. Vegito damage types are Physical and Light or Storm. Finally, the last unit is Supreme Being Silverine. Ainz is still one of the best ground unit as he becomes hybrid at later upgrades and full AoE, as well as he summons units which will deal 1 million damage at max upgrade, which is extremely strong. Supreme Being Silverine stats a max upgrade and max LR, 345,152.44 damage with his SP at 10 seconds, making his damage per second at 34,515.24, which is one of the most overpowered damage per second. Especially, he will be able to hit both air and ground enemies at later upgrades and becomes a full AoE. Wow! How to get Supreme Being Silverine is by awakening the Overlord staff after sacrificing 3 evolved mythical units from Overlord. How to evolve Supreme Being Silverine is by defeating the Undead Tome Legend stage, which you will have to continuously grind multiple of the legend stages since you'll be needing 10 of each Overlord ring, blue, red, and yellow. Supreme Being Silverine damage types are Magic and Dark. That was everything for this video on the top 10 must-have units in Anime Adventures Update 19. I hope this video helped you in some sort of way. Remember to subscribe and like, and I will see you in my next one.